Hello friends, today I'm gonna explain about the using Elastic IPs in Amazon AWS. First, I will cover the topics of what is Elastic IP, and the second thing how to create Elastic IP, and the third thing is retrieving website using Elastic IP, and finally I will tell you the advantages of Elastic IP over traditional IP. So, when coming to what is Elastic IPs are static IP addresses designed for dynamical cloud computing. It is associated with your AWS account. These IPs are public IP addresses. When the main server fails, by using Elastic IP, we can map it to the standby server. And when coming to the second point, I will show you how to create Elastic IPs in Amazon AWS. In Amazon AWS, we have instances. We have to go into the EC2 dashboard. Then here at the left sidebar in the down, we can find Elastic IPs in network and security group. Click on Elastic IPs. So for every user, you can have only 5 Elastic IPs according to the AWS. They mentioned it. If you want extra IPs, you have to send the request for them to allocate the extra IPs. Now I am already using one IP. It is which is allocated in my project. To show you, now I'll create one more IP, Elastic IP. To start with this, just we have to create. Yeah, just click on allocate new address. Then yes, allocate. Now the second allocated IP address for me is 52.34.122.169. It is. Then close this. To then we have to go into actions and we have to associate an address to this allocated IP address. Associate. Click on associate address. I am choosing here instance. Here I have 3 instances, two ASG web servers and other one is queuing instance. So my web server is running in the ASG web server. So I will choose ASG, any one of these, but not the queuing instance. Queuing instance, I'm using this for database. There is no IIS service in queuing instance, so I'll use ASG web server. Then it is very simple. Just after choosing, just click on associate. Now the IP address of Elastic IP is assigned to the ASG web service. Now it's very easy to everyone to log into your website by using this IP address. Just copy your IP Elastic IP address. Copy your Elastic IP address, then paste in the new tab. Paste it in a new tab and enter your website name. My website name here is Dino Store. So so now you can see my website is loaded. In the left side here, the server is 172.31.46.43 is the private IP which is allocated to the instances. Now I will choose the suppose if there is a condition like in your company or somewhere, in some company, if one server fails, like the instance which is having this IP address 46.43, if this server is down, then I need to allocate my IP to other instance which is alive now. So I can show you in diagram. Here is we are creating Elastic IP and the first instance EC2 is failed. then we should reassign the IP to second EC2. Here is how we have to reassociate. Just click on actions after selecting the specific Elastic IP. Click on associate address. Then choose the second instance and check the reassociate box and click on associate. Then your traffic will be completely turned towards the second instance where the first instance have failed over. Now you can see there is a change in the server IP address. Here the server address will be changed. So it's taking some time to load down. Yeah, now it's loaded. So you can see now the IP address is changed to 172.31.17.248. So it means when the first time I associated, it was using the first instance, and the second time it is using the second instance. So in the real time, like when you are using a traditional IPs, it's gonna be very difficult to change in such a way to point out or to associate the IP address to the second server. It is very difficult. We'll look in the third or fourth step. I'll explain you clearly. But now the creation is completed regarding the IP, Elastic IPs. The third point, retrieving website using Elastic IP is also completed. Just now I have retrieved the website. And the final step, advantages of Elastic IP over traditional IPs, I'll explain you now. Here, the advantages are there is more redundancy for all of our applications, including host websites, when we use Elastic IP. And when coming to traditional IPs, it takes more time when we remap the address to the uh, other instance which is working on. So it is very easy when you use Elastic IPs. Within minutes, we can just point it out to the working instance very quickly. And finally, if you observe in for every instance, there are three IP addresses. One is private IP address, and the other is public IP address, and the Elastic IP address. So, a private IP address is fixed one where it can detect or it can find out the device, like it is a identification for device in the cloud. And when coming to public IP address, it's keep on changing when you turn off and turn on this system or when you instance. And when you associate a particular IP address like Elastic IP, then the public IP and Elastic IP are both will be same. You can see here for the first instance, I already just now associated one IP address 122.199, and the both came same because the Elastic IP address is mapping toward the public IP address of this instance, and it to retrieve the web server uh, like publicly. As I told you early about Elastic IP, Elastic IPs are static IP addresses designed for dynamic cloud computing. This point clearly I am specifying you here. The Elastic IP will be every time static, but it will be dynamically changed or pointed to the other public IP addresses. So, thank you everyone.